We're following breaking news on this Wednesday morning. Fargo police said they arrested a man after a bizarre set of events overnight. The Valley Today's Abby Furchner joins us live this morning to sort through what happened. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Lisa. Officers were called to 1618 East Gateway Circle South, which is the apartment right behind me, on a call of a disturbance around midnight last night. When they arrived, they could hear one man identified as 38-year-old Matthew Griffin yelling and destroying his apartment. Police say Griffin threatened to burn down the apartment complex. Officers could smell something burning from inside the apartment, see smoke in the hallway, and a flickering flame through a window. Police forced their way into the apartment, but they say Griffin barricaded himself in a bathroom. Police say they heard Griffin tearing down the wall in the bathroom in an attempt to get access to the adjacent apartment. Officers eventually forced their way in and made their arrest. Griffin is charged for endangerment by fire, preventing arrest, and disorderly conduct.
Thank you, Abby, for that breaking news update. New this morning, it got ugly on the streets of Minneapolis overnight as protesters clashed with police over the death of an African-American man in police custody. George Floyd died after he was arrested Monday night. Yesterday, the city fired all 4 officers involved in the arrest. The Minneapolis Police Commissioner has asked the FBI to join the investigation into Floyd's death. Much of the encounter between Floyd and police was caught on camera. It's video some viewers may find disturbing. This is the video now taken by a bystander Monday night. It appears to show an officer kneeling on the man's neck as the man begged for help and said numerous times that he couldn't breathe. The case is drawing comparisons to that of Eric Gardner, an unarmed black man who died in 2014 in New York after being placed in a police chokehold. It's 10 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of that First Alert Storm Team forecast, and we check in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. Today, mostly sunny skies to start off this morning in Fargo, though we do have a thin layer of fog right now on our First Alert Skycam network. It's been a pretty start on our view here as we're looking off to the northeast. Some places not so pretty. We've had some dense fog in spots, and that continues in a lot of these areas. Here's a look at our conditions right now. Fargo, Grand Forks, both enjoying sunshine, temperatures in the low to some mid-50s. Fergus Falls, some fog and clouds there. Bemidji, some improvement. We watched our visibility really start to come up in Bemidji. We're now at 54. And Jamestown hasn't had any trouble. We've enjoyed that sun since it's been up, and temperatures there into the low 50s. Here's a look at our current reports. Again, it's dense over in central Minnesota. Park Rapids, Wadena, we're at 0 right now, so still reporting some very dense fog there. Elsewhere, we're starting to see some of these numbers come up, still in that 1 to 3 mile range, which is lower, but hopefully we can continue to watch these numbers rise as we head into the next hour or so, and I do think we will. A check of our radar and satellite map, nice and quiet right here in the Red River Valley, and clear, so plenty of sun coming up for today. Your temperatures, again, are mainly into the 50s, and as we head through the day, today may be it. It may be the day that we see those temperatures rise to 80 degrees here in Fargo with mostly sunny skies and wind that turns westerly into the teens. Eventually tonight, we'll see it turn northwesterly, and that'll bring about some changes. So we've got this one-day warm spike before we've got colder air taking over for the end of the week and heading into the weekend. Dry conditions, though. So here's a look at your gardening forecast. Outdoor conditions for the next 5 days look really good. That's why we've got green flowers there as a sign to show you that we're in the go here. And then we also want to talk about the potential for having to deal with some frost. Do you need to cover for the night any of these days? Well, Friday night and Saturday night, you might need to, especially in the Northern Valley. We're looking at some dry air and temperatures that may be dipping into the 30s, upper 30s, to some low to mid 40s in the south. Here's a look at that in your 7-day planner. So something to keep in mind if you've got those gardens going now. And it's going to be dry and quiet otherwise, and then we heat things right back up and even more as we head into next week. So some up and down weather in the forecast. Today looks beautiful. Let's check in now with Devin for an update on traffic.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. We were not able to connect with Devin Fry for your traffic update, but here is a new traffic shift in the Northern Valley you should be watching out for today. Work on Highway 2 between Grand Forks and Amaretto will close eastbound lanes for about 11 miles. That means traffic will go head-to-head on the westbound lanes. Parents and Fargo Public School seniors are celebrating some good news this morning. School Superintendent Rupat Gandhi says they'll allow 2 guests per graduate at this weekend's graduation ceremonies after all. But they will need to wear masks and keep their distance. The change in COVID-19 policy came after much back and forth with health experts. Gandhi says the district got the final go-ahead from Fargo Cass Public Health yesterday afternoon.
My parents are probably the most important people in my life, and they have been throughout everything. They're always at every concert, every football game, everything of mine. And I'm giving a commencement address at this year's graduation, and I couldn't imagine them not being there. And
more health precautions for the graduation ceremonies will be announced by each school a little later today. The City of Fargo is hosting a Red River Valley COVID-19 task force briefing later this morning, and we'll be streaming it for you. It starts at 11 this morning and will feature updates on work conducted by members of the task force. We'll be streaming the briefing on our website, valleynewslive.com, and also, of course, our VNL News app. We've heard a lot of sad stories about residents of long-term care facilities being cut off from family and friends during the pandemic. But now work is underway to update visitation guidelines in North Dakota. A committee is reviewing a policy on visitation that was crafted collectively by the North Dakota Department of Human Services. Chairman Christopher Larson tells Valley News Live that the State Health Department will add input, and the revisions could be considered by the committee a week from Friday. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is apologizing to the people caught up in the malfunction at the state lab in Bismarck. It happened this past weekend with lab equipment impacting 82 positive tests that were completed between Tuesday and Thursday. Once the malfunction was caught, the state deemed those tests as inconclusive and asked all of those patients to be retested. So far, 65 of those patients have been retested and 64 have come back as negative. One person is refusing to retest and is self-isolating at home.
Accuracy is of the utmost importance to us at the state of North Dakota. Trust is the utmost important in terms of the work we're doing. And so again, our apologies to you, those individuals.
23 of the impacted tests were from Cass County, 12 were from Trell County. North Dakota is now reporting another 43 positive cases of COVID-19, bringing the active case count to 667. 40 North Dakotans are currently in the hospital. There were no new deaths reported today, keeping the death toll linked to the virus at 54. Minnesota is reporting another 652 positive cases, bringing the active case count to 5,538. 18 new deaths were reported. 899 deaths have now been linked to the virus in the state. 570 Minnesotans are in the hospital with the virus, with 258 of those in the ICU. Fargo Fire and police are investigating the death of a person found dead in a house fire. The body was found yesterday afternoon at 1123 South University Drive. The call came in around 12:30 p.m. for smoke coming out from under the roof. Authorities have not yet released the name of the victim. In a Valley News Live exclusive, the uncle of a child who died in a Becker County house fire says the family needs all the help they can get. A weekend blaze near Detroit Lakes killed 2-year-old Micah Headland. Micah's father is out of the hospital, but his mom, Missy, and 5-year-old sister are still being treated at a burn center in the Twin Cities. Nathan Magnuson is Missy's brother. He says other lives were saved because of the quick action of several children who were playing video games late at night.
They couldn't get through the flame to get upstairs, so they went outside hollering for Mike and Missy, and I guess Mike jumped out the bedroom window, and they all went in to try and find Micah at that time.
Magnuson says the family is in desperate need of clothing. We have a full list of what the family needs on our website, valleynewslive.com. A second suspect is now facing murder charges in connection with a drug deal gone wrong in North Fargo. 29-year-old Lee Fry Jr. was in court yesterday for the shooting death of Ann Quinn White near the North Fargo Hornbachers on May 12th. Rang Ayang is also charged with murder. Daryl Simmons is charged with conspiracy to commit robbery and conspiracy to deliver meth. The YWCA of Cass Clay is teaming up with the Great Plains Food Bank and Lutheran Church of the Cross to help fight hunger with a couple of pop-up food pantries. They're happening this Friday and then a week later on June 5th from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. They will be set up in the parking lot of the Lutheran Church of the Cross, which is at 1402 16th Street East in West Fargo. Anyone in need of food is welcome to drive or walk up to the mobile food pantry. Food is provided on a first-come, first-served basis. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. 33% of us have purchased one of these since the pandemic began. What is it? The answer? A new subscription streaming service. All that binge watching. If you didn't have Netflix, you probably do now. Remember, you can play along with us every weekday morning. We post the question on our Valley News Live Facebook page. Go ahead and join the conversation. Here on the Valley today, we want to thank you for tuning in to watch our coverage. We want to reassure you that we are working hard to make sure you're staying informed during this COVID-19 pandemic. There are several ways for you to do that, including valleynewslive.com, our VNL News app, and also our Valley News Live Facebook page. All for free, no registration required. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but remember, the Valley Today rolls on. We have more live, up-to-the-minute news and weather for you right now on the Fargo CW.